Hello, my name's Dave, but you can call me Zuma Dogg. Thank you for watching. I'm going to talk about my new movie script, the Zuma Dogg Story, working title. And it's a real life story which takes place between the year 2000 and 2014, let's just say, with flashbacks to my previous radio career in about the early mid 90s. So what happened was I was working at a radio station in New York, top station Z100, big shot, limos, red carpets, backstage, and I was working for a boss who wanted a yes man, and eventually I couldn't be the yes man anymore, and I had to leave the station, so I came to Los Angeles. I had another job when I first came to LA. But that fell apart. So then I was on my own, and everybody was saying, "Boy, you're so funny. You should write scripts. You should be a comedian." I've always been totally hilarious, always growing up. People said, "Oh, you're the funniest person I know." But just as like an executive, regular guy, not pursuing it in any type of career. So here I was in LA. It's like, okay, well, what I did instead of writing scripts, I sent Howard Stern a CD on comedy, like based on his show and stuff. And then the next day, I couldn't believe it. I was sitting in the Malibu Canyons at 3 in the morning, and the show came on live, and he opened up the show playing my CD. And he goes, "We got to get this guy in here." So I called Casey, who you might remember, and I got booked on the show. And I never did comedy. I never been on air. And I was still having a little bit of a radio career through consulting, so I didn't want to blow that. You go on Howard Stern, get hammered, get creamed. I was prepared to, just, be totally made mincemeat out of to be the comedy clown relief. And so I disguised myself. I came up with the character Zuma Dogg, like Snoop Dogg and Nate Dogg in Long Beach, where you got Zuma Dogg and Zuma Beach holding it down. So it was like a Eminem wannabe rapper character right when Eminem was coming out. And so it was very good. No, I killed it. I killed it. It was hilarious. And I was like, oh my gosh. So I had no idea. And everybody was saying, like, that's the funniest Stern segment ever. So I came back to LA and I go, well, let's pursue this comedy thing. And I went to Venice Beach. I wanted to do, Girls Gone Wild was popular at the time. If you remember that infomercial about spring break girls taking off their top, I go, gee, what about like a video postcard from Venice Beach and like Melrose, go around the interesting places in LA. Not everybody could be here. It'll be like a video postcard. And so I took a camera and went to the Venice boardwalk and just started to, they on the storefronts with all the different t-shirts with the NSYNC, the John Lennon, the Doors, Britney, Tupac, Snoop Dogg, The Rock, all these pop culture things. And I would just start to narrate and slip into the voices like, yo, 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 this is, you imagine it's a picture of Snoop Dogg. Yo, 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 this is Big Snoop Dogg. Are you watching the Zuma Dogg show, y'all? And so people would think that anyway, before you know it, the show was and I ran it on public access. So I became the Wayne's World of LA. Oh my gosh, people stopping me on the street, every rock star, every actor, everybody that I admired, they're running up to me in Malibu, their kids, "Oh, can I introduce you to my dad?" And it's like somebody who I grew up seeing their movies and loving and always wanted to meet. It's just dream come true type of life for a regular guy. But I wasn't getting paid. It's public access. You get to air the show for free, but you don't get paid. So I was going to the Venice boardwalk to perform live to make the money in the form of donations, selling my Zuma Dogg shirts, DVDs, CDs, mainly people just donating, getting some shirts. Okay, so that was just enough to I was, whatever else I was doing, that was I was doing some DJ work like in clubs, and then that was just my get by money. So one day, around April 2006, one of the other performers that I was performing near goes, "Hey, they're starting a new ordinance, the city council. You can't amplify on the boardwalk after March 25th. And it's like, okay, well, I guess that's it for me then. And it's like, no, it's illegal. It's a violation of federal law. It's a civil rights violation, First Amendment free speech. You got the right to assemble and gather, and that includes amplification. It's like, okay, well, hopefully we'll be able to return, And he's like, no, we're going to the council meeting to protest it and to put it on record and to let them know. And there was another. So there were two of them. There was a Matt Dowd. He's from New Zealand with long hair. He looks like he could have been in Pink Floyd or any rock and roll Hall of Fame group, and he plays guitar as good as anybody in the Hall of Fame. And the other guy, Michael Hunt, he's a black dude. Just imagine like the Damon Wayans character on In Living Color. He's very smart with the legalese knowledge, but the way he gets it out is fucking hilarious, you know. So anyway, those two guys are like, we're going to the council to do public comment, to put it on the record. And I didn't want to do that. And they go, no, no, because they knew I was on Howard Stern and I already had my public access Wayne's World. So they knew I was already kind of famous. I already had press about me and they knew I was a good public speaker and they wanted me to fucking give it to them, you know? So I didn't want to. I was like, hey man, I'm doing DJ work till 2 in the morning in Agora Hills. I'm not coming down here. He was like, all right. Well, they were giving me the good space to perform at. Okay. These guys, it's kind of like, you know, a little mafia kind of. They had their good spaces there in front of the Sidewalk Cafe. And if you're not performing in front of the Sidewalk Cafe, that red awning there, forget it. You're not making much money, no matter how good you are or wherever else you are. So, all right, Zuma, you don't go, man. You know, those spaces, goodbye. So, all right, when's the meeting? You know, Tuesday. What time? 10. Okay, I'll go one time. That's it. You know, I'm not taking off my Zuma Dogg hat and glasses and coming out of character just for a one-time thing. So they said I could stay in character. So we went to the council meeting, and I did stay in character, and it was hilarious because imagine, you know, it was like, yo, Zuma Dogg, yo, I'm here to talk about the unconstitutional things happening to the Venice Beach Boardwalk, y'all. We gonna be, you know, so, you know, all of a sudden everybody's attention, and the LA Times is writing about me, and then the LA Weekly, and then I'm on the radio, and Good Day LA, and you know, it's just hilarious because you have a guy, it's like a Jim Carrey, Robin Williams, Chris Tucker type of comedian that is taking on city council. And so once the meetings are broadcast on TV, so everybody started to see it, then people start to come to City Hall to come see me, like seeing that I'm the only one standing up to council on TV. So they would start to tell me about their other issues, like, hey, Zuma, don't be so selfish. You always talk about the boardwalk. What about the kids at LAUSD? What about the seniors getting evicted at Lincoln Place? What about the farmers at South Central LA getting, you know, what about the gentrification in East LA? You know, so to hold it against council, I'm trying to get out of here on this Venice Beach issue. Well, hopefully they'll settle just to get me out of here. You know, they'll fix it just to get me out of here. I started to expose all the things that the people were telling me and using. I was taking their own TV cameras and TV network and turning it against them. Okay, I was exposing the council in way nobody was paying attention. So now you got kids with backward baseball caps and hip hop gear going, Zuma Dogg, we watch you get down. We love it. Oh my gosh, the worst nightmare backfiring on council. So then the real insiders started to give me information. I mean, like working in the mayor's office. Just because you work in the mayor's office, you might not like, you're working there for maybe 20, 30 years, you're just administrator. You see this guy come in, you don't like what you're seeing. You're calling me and telling me the stuff that you can't expose. So I became a whistleblower on TV publicly, on the radio. Then LA Weekly, they had me write a couple articles, and so now it's real serious shit, and like people ended up in jail over the stuff I exposed, as they should have, okay? And so then of course they're trying to stop me, okay? They start to, when I'm protesting with my friend Matt in the court, in the public council meetings, they start to turn the mic off, kick me out for the day. Okay, now you're banned for 2 days. Now you're banned for 30 days. For things like calling them losers. I was talking about, hey man, you lost 20% of the pension fund. You lost $8 billion, losers. Like you lost, and oh, you're banned for 2 days. You can't call us losers. So we sued in federal court. Look at this. They're not letting us perform on the boardwalk. We're coming to council meeting. They're cutting us off. They're saying we can't say this. We can't say that. You got to have respect. You got to have dignity. You got to be polite. You can't talk too loud. You can't say this. So federal court, it took years, and all the time I'm going to the council meetings and being on TV and getting bigger and bigger, and people stopping me on the street, thanking me, every sector from, but anyway, so we did end up winning the federal lawsuit, and it was quite triumphant. And so now to this day, it is November 2019. The ruling came out in 2014. So yeah, anywhere somebody's having their free speech, civil rights violated, First Amendment, well, you got the Zuma Dogg versus City of LA that can be referred to, and municipalities, they had to change and adjust. It's very triumphant. Now I became homeless over this situation because I was a functional radio executive. Totally good spirit. I was bipolar to some extent, but not in a way that manifested negatively in society, but just maybe energized me. I was able to work more than other people. So anyway, then I became homeless when I didn't have the money I was making from the boardwalk, and I'm going nuts because I knew I was supposed to be able to, and they were being totally shady and preventing me. So that caused real psychoticness, and I snapped, and just downhill till before you know it, a guy that used to be at the Ritz-Carlton with Elton John backstage, in New York City. Now I'm sleeping on the sidewalk, not even able to drive, having to take the bus to get downtown to get to the council meetings, So it was the spirit, though. I told you about how everybody was coming up to me and thanking me and telling me they've never seen anything like it. Well, the spirit of it's a triumph of the spirit of the community that this is also about, because that's what propelled me. And when people said, Zuma Dogg, you're a real hero, it's like, no, please don't call me that, because this is against my will. I'm being propelled in the spirit, the collective consciousness. I'm telling you, when you're being blasted on TV and the newspapers, the radio, I'm telling you, I totally saturated this city in a way that I became a household name, where I loved it the first time LA Times wrote about me. Instead of saying Venice street performer and former radio executive Zuma Dogg, it was just Zuma Dogg. Enough said. Zuma Dogg, who's against the project, oh my gosh. So anyway, it got to that point. So I was living on the street, totally melting down, psychotic, starving, while I'm being the hero of the city. I ran for mayor. I was on Good Day LA, like I said, ABC Nightline. So it is a triumph of the spirit of the people, and luckily it's all well that ends well, because it's 2017 and here I am. But what inspired me to write this is the Joker, the new Joker with Joaquin Phoenix. I always said, hey man, the Zuma Dogg story, it's like a real life Joker. I'm turning people against the corrupt city council with their own TV and cameras, and trust me, they hated that. And but I don't, you don't kill people in real life. You just might kick someone's sign out of the way. That if the store, how it manifests, it's hilarious. Read the script, okay? But so anyway, that is it. Thank you for watching. It's dark because, sadly, as much as Zuma Dogg sees himself as a good spirit comedian, to make people happy, the comedians, has got the very dark underside, very lonely, and my personality type is INFJ on Myers-Briggs, if you know what that means. And so there you have it. To sum it up, the Wayne's World type of cable show personality sues the city of LA in federal court when they prevent him from performing on the boardwalk, and it becomes a citywide sensation. And here's again the most compelling part. All of this has been documented. Like, you could watch on YouTube most of the movie, or no, a good part of it. Like, I'm really on Howard Stern. You can watch that. Good Day LA. You could really see that. Me at the council meetings. You could really see that. When they're kicking me out and banning me, you could really see it. It's all there to see. That's documentary style. But the part that has to be shot, let's just say we use that actual footage documentary style and then shoot in the other scenes. It'd have to be like, me sleeping in my car for the first time, getting kicked out of my apartment, flashback scenes, people coming up talking to me, the stuff off camera, the city council members scheming against me, that stuff could be cut. So this could be like a Man on the Moon, where you had Jim Carrey play Andy Kaufman, and they recreated actual scenes. You can go on YouTube when he was doing the bongo drums on Saturday Night Live. You can go watch the real Jim Carrey do that. A lot of it, you could go and watch some of the iconic scenes, but yet the behind stuff they had to reshoot. So I could be the star as Zuma Dogg, which would be good for continuity, just because we could shoot it. I could shoot the scenes, and then, when they show me and Matt and Mike on the boardwalk saying, gee, we got to go to council to protest this for the first time, then boom, cut to the real scene. of the real city council, because boy, it's hilarious. We could do it that way, or you just have an actor. I'm not tied to like I have to play the Zuma Dog, but I'm saying it could be done to keep it really low budget and more independent. Or you get someone else to play Zuma Dog and you just reshoot all the scenes like they did Man in the Moon. There you go. The script was written. Zuma Dog's a lonely person, so a lot of it's in his car, and it's not too many locales. Okay, it's the city council chambers, Venice Boardwalk, Zuma Dog in his car, and the doctor's office. Okay, so again, I was inspired by the Joker script because this is a real life Joker. So I see it as a pilot episode for a series because I lived this for 10 years and there's a lot of stories. It's like The Sopranos. Imagine if you had The Sopranos or The Godfather and their nemesis was like Wayne's World. Okay, it was Mike Myers from Wayne's World. Okay, that was the guy bringing him down on his cable TV show. Okay, like hilarious. So there you go. Thank you for watching. And if you want to see the actual videos I'm talking about and read some of the press and reviews and clips from the media, go to zumashow.com. ZUMASHOW. Thank you. The script's written.